everybody, and welcome to another Thursday video. Today I'm here with Mama Toast, and we are in the woods at Monroe's birthplace. Who the heck's Monroe? No one knows. No, just kidding. This is a last minute idea, obviously, but I am going to ask Mama Toast some questions about how I was growing up, just some general mom-like questions about me. Okay, so how was I as a baby, generally?
Ooh. Well, you are a lovely person now, and you were lovely then, but you were a little cranky and fussy. You were a challenging firstborn. But part of that's because you had allergies that we didn't know about. So
I have lots of food allergies, and I think I was a sick baby. But
I think you just generally didn't feel well, and we didn't know what to do for you. But you wanted held all the time. You could, like, if we would try to put your foot down, you'd be like, hey.
Okay, so nothing has changed, but I've learned how to handle it better.
You never wanted to be put down. You didn't sleep on your own for a very long time. Your dad would put you on his chest and, kind of spread you out on his chest, and I think he had like the imprint of you on him for the first year of your life, maybe more.
Fun. Wow.
That was your babyhood.
Do you remember my first word?
Your first word. I probably have it written in your book somewhere, but I think it was mama. Just the mum sound.
Okay.
I think that was it.
Okay, fair enough.
Not like
underwear. Legit, one of my brother's first words.
No, it was Ava.
Was it Ava?
Yeah.
Oh gosh. It was Ava, one of my sisters, Ava. One of her very first words, like before mom and dad or anything. Like she may have said her name.
Right, but she didn't say a lot because she's number 5, so there's also this activity. She didn't have to talk.
She understood, but she didn't talk really. And so one of her very first words was underwear. No joke. She just walked into the bedroom
and brought a pair
of underwear.
Yes, and she said, underwear?
We're all like,
ah! Did you just say?
People flipped out. It was great. So, mom, pretty average, I guess.
Yeah,
So, did I have any weird little things I was particular about as a younger child?
Yes. I would say you were particular about pretty much everything. What you were wearing, from a teeny tiny child. I have a picture of you screaming because your grandmother brought over this little pair of pink overalls that she wanted you to try on, and you didn't want to try them on. You were not 2 yet, I don't think.
Whoa!
I think you were like a year and a half about. You were screaming because you did not want to try those. You just did not want to wear them. So we have this picture of you, yes, with the pink overalls going, rah! Clothes. You were very thoughtful in the way that you did things. You would arrange the animals on your bed and stuff like that.
I didn't know that.
Particular. You had a way that you liked things. Not weirdly, but you didn't get all freaked out if that wasn't the way. But you liked a certain way. Things a certain way.
Alright. What did you think I was going to be when I grew up as a child?
Something very creative. And I still feel like that was expressed really early on in your childhood. You always loved coloring and anything where you could just express this creativity that you had. So I always thought, well, she's gonna have some sort of career that allows her to be creative.
I remember coloring at my little desk, snipping things and arranging my markers.
Yes.
I remember wanting the markers to go in the right order of
of
color.
Yes.
The red can't go next to the blue. It has to go.
Have the certain order.
Yeah.
Yes.
I remember that, and I remember coloring on the wall while running down the hallway.
Yes. I think that was a pink marker, maybe.
Was it a pink marker?
But it was like this marker line that started out and then it went all the way back the whole way down to your bedroom, the whole way. Yeah.
Did you ever have any like close calls or anything scary that happened to me when I was a kid?
Being that you were our firstborn, I was a very protective mama.
Oh, I got it. Nice.
I did not leave you with anyone until you were 6 months old. Ever. Remember when you fell out the window? How old are you? I was a little bit older.
I fell out a window.
It wasn't that high, don't freak out.
I'd been told over and over and over not to sit in the windowsill, but I thought it was like moody and cool to sit in the window. I don't know, I just wanted to. I wanted to sit in the window, and so the window was open and I sat in it, and then I guess I leaned too far out and the screen popped out and I flipped out and I caught myself. It was just like, was it at the trailer?
Yeah, it was like
6
feet or
6
maybe
feet,
like
maybe.
that.
But
Maybe not that high.
yeah, but I was like hanging on, and then I was like, I can't pull myself back up. Guess I just have to fall. I fell and then went around to the front door and
I was like, oh no!
yeah. But other than that, I wasn't really a daredevil kind of child.
No, just very, very independent as far as like what you wanted to do.
Did you have any ideas of what to name me before you settled on Rylee?
The naming thing was always a process because your dad is weird about names. He is! Which I like unusual names, but it just seemed like we could never agree on anything. So finally, we had chosen Gavin for a boy, I think. So we settled on Gavin Lloyd was our boy name. And then, of course, your name for the girl name. But it took a long time, but we were pleased with that because it had part of both of your grandfather's names in your name.
What's the worst thing I ever did? Like a smaller child. Teenagers don't count.
Let's not talk about the teenagers.
No.
Well, there was the one time that you used your crayons to color on the kitchen floor. You were still small enough that they were washable crayons, and I made you clean them up with wet wipes, and we have this picture of you like this, the face like
Rethinking.
yeah, it's like this wasn't so fun after. You're like scrubbing the crayon off, and you colored down the hall, and you snipped one of your books, your devotional. You just loved snipping stuff so much, and I think you ran out of things to snip or something, or just experimenting, and you snipped it. But then you were just very remorseful about that because you liked that book. Yeah, other than like the independence things about like changing your clothes all the time and not
I still do that.
wanting to wear anything that you were told to wear, or I think that was like the biggest childhood struggle we had with you was like
Stop
get
changing.
dressed in one thing and stay dressed, and it's like this ongoing saga of what is Rylee gonna wear.
That's great. All in all, you did okay.
I did okay. I did great. We love her.
I can't think of any other questions to ask you unless you have something specific you want to offer.
I was just gonna say that you've always been a really deep thinker, and you would just ask me random questions that I'd be like, I could tell you've been thinking about it for a while. Like when you were 4 or 5 maybe. I think we might have been shopping, and you were like small enough to be in the cart or something. And you said, Mom, are you gonna help me pick out my wedding dress? Yeah, and I was like, well, you have a lot of time left before we have to do that.
Like, I am 4 years old.
Yes.
Time is running out.
But I said, if you still want me to, when it's time for you to pick out a dress, I will be glad to help you. Random stuff like that. You would always ask me these really deep questions. I'd be like, why are you thinking about that? Pre-planning.
Yeah. I was very concerned about wedding dresses at 4. That's funny. Goodness. Wedding dress has kind of gone down on the priority list a little bit. I can remember a lot of my childhood. Not a lot of general stuff, but a lot of like really particular stuff, you know, just like very certain moments that my brain has decided to capture. So I remember a little bit, but not much. I guess I haven't changed a whole lot. You don't change as a person super much, just how you deal with things and relate to people, I guess. But personality-wise,
Was that eye-opening to
a
learn
little
that you had
like-
some of the same?
yeah, I'm still want to be creative and still don't like people telling me what to wear.
This is true.
And I am still a deep thinker, very much. I didn't know if that's something I had like learned to do over the years, or it was just the way I was, and it's kind of, I don't know. I think of you as a friend a lot, so it's like weird when you talk about me as a kid because I just like assume we're like relatively the same age. And I'm like,
Wait, you're my mom.
wait, you're my mom.
Okay. Yeah, Rylee had to, I think, deal with a lot with all our moves and that kind of stuff, and lots of siblings. You've had an eventful childhood,
Yeah.
so I hope not. The last few years have been a little more chill as far
Yeah.
as
We've stayed
what's
here
going
the
on.
last 5-6 years, which is the longest we've stayed in one place. We moved around a lot just because my dad's like half nomad or something. He likes adventure, which is fine, but it's a little bit more difficult when you have a family to move around a lot of different places. We've had a lot of adventures together as a family, and I think it's made each of our characters develop quite a bit more.
You've done good.
We did good. All right, well, that's all for you today. Ask your mom or parent what is something you did as a child and leave it in the comments below. Learn something about yourself today. Yeah, thanks for watching, and I hope you guys have a great week, and I'll see you all again very soon. Goodbye. I remember really,
It's a mosquito. I just saved you.
thank you. This mosquito needs to get out. Sorry, it was on my nose.